Welcome to the Fraqcel video tutorial. Fraqcel is a fractal generator/explorer for Microsoft Excel and requires Microsoft Excel 2007 or later. This tutorial covers setting up and using the program for the first time. More detailed program instructions are available at the Fraqcel website. The website address is given at the end of the video. Fraqcel is available for download as a zip file. When you uncompress the zip file, you'll see what is shown here: one Excel workbook and a directory with optional DLL files to increase performance. Fraqcel consists of only one Excel workbook with no Excel add-ins to install. In the directory with the optional DLL files, you will see two reference files and a subdirectory containing the actual DLL files. It is recommended to install the DLL files as it will greatly increase the calculation speed. To install the DLL files, simply move the Fraqcel subdirectory to the root directory of your C drive. When you move the Fraqcel directory, do not rename the Fraqcel directory nor the files within it. Once you move the subdirectory, the original downloaded directory here can be deleted if you don't want the two reference files. Fraqcel requires Microsoft Excel 2007 or later. In this tutorial, I'll be using Excel 2007. When you first open the program, you are taken to a welcome screen that prompts the user to unpack the program. Unpacking the program is basically a setup process. When you click this button, Fraqcel will unpack itself and then display a Save As dialog to prompt the user to save the unpacked file. No additional files beyond the newly saved workbook are copied to the user's computer during this process. In order to run the setup and use the program, your ActiveX and macro settings need to be set to the appropriate permissions. These options can be adjusted within the Excel Options menu. Go to Trust Center and then Trust Center Settings. The ActiveX and macro settings are on the left-hand side. If either the ActiveX or macro permissions are too restrictive, the code cannot run. For the macro permissions, Fraqcel runs the smoothest if you set Enable all macros. Using a more restrictive permission will require you to click through a prompt every time you want to use an Excel workbook with VBA code. Once I click the Unpack button, Fraqcel adjusts the program display and calculates the initial fractal image. While processing any fractal image, the status is displayed on the lower left in the Excel status bar. If the ribbon is visible as such, Fraqcel will minimize the ribbon during setup. This minimization is only performed during setup. Ribbon minimization can be toggled a couple ways, which I'll demonstrate shortly. When I run the unpacking process, Fraqcel will prompt for confirmation. Click Yes and the program calculates the initial fractal image. The program will give you notification that the setup is complete, and if the ribbon was minimized, it'll notify you that it minimized the ribbon. And it recommends that you save the workbook at this time. Next, the program will prompt you to save the workbook. I'll save it to the desktop. At the end of the install process, a brief set of instructions are displayed. These can be accessed at any time by clicking the Instructions button here. If you want to toggle the minimization of the Excel ribbon, you can right-click the menu bar and select the appropriate option. Another way is to go to the Settings tab and click the Toggle Ribbon button in the Program Options section. Use of the optional DLL file can be toggled in the Program Options here. The two files on my desktop consist of the downloaded install file, which is set to read only, and the unpacked file I saved after setup. After saving an unpacked file, the install file is no longer needed and can be deleted. When I open the unpacked program file, the current Fraqcel image displays immediately without the need to calculate again. Exploring the image is as simple as selecting the region within the image and clicking the Zoom In button. More detailed program instructions are available on the Fraqcel website.